Hey everybody, we're here with the official round 5. No longer playing standard tonight, we're playing some modern.
Yeah.
So let's see how this goes. We've got Fish against Jund. For those of you who don't know, Fish is refers
Sea
to
folk tribal, right?
yeah, refers to Seafolk. I think they play like Wistful Selkie, and I think they play some Pokemon like a
Moray,
Relicanth.
shipwreck Moray.
Yeah, ship. That's right.
Some
They play that.
ancient crab.
Yeah, they play that. I can't do this. They play that. They play that. That starfish from Theros that scries.
Yeah, scrying.
You know,
I think it's called scrying starfish.
Scrying
or something
starfish.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's sigiled starfish.
Sigiled
that's what it is.
starfish. Yep. Yep.
Just some good old sea creature tribal. I hope we'll see, well, maybe we'll see some great whales there at the
Yep.
top.
Maybe we'll see a Deathrite salmon.
Nice.
Oh man. Okay. Well, no. Actually, fish refers to merfolk, which is dumb because merfolk aren't fish, as everybody knows.
They're merfolk.
They're merfolk. Mer meaning elf, actually. I believe is what that means. So they're actually elf folk. Elven folk.
Here's our
There we go. Sigiled
starfish.
starfish. Yeah, wonderful card. Oh, from Magic Origins. That must be a reprint, right? Because isn't that from Theros?
I don't know. I know it was from Magic Origins. I don't think it was
Well,
a reprint.
you know, I
oh, yeah,
think
it says Crewfix on it, so it was definitely a reprint.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, good reprint for Magic Origins, not. Who decided to reprint that?
I don't know.
As if Theros is an origin.
There was a lot of Theros cards in Magic Origin, though.
Really? Why?
Yeah, there was a bunch of like enchantment stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
here in the
a
game we
turn
see,
1 Aether Vial from the fish player. Never seen that
We
before.
see Silver Gilladept getting Inquisitioned away from Mike's hand.
So this is an interesting matchup for both players. So Jund has all the tools to deal with this fish deck. You know, they got Kolaghan's Command for things like Aether Vial and blow up a fish. They got Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, Terminate. They got Goyce, which are good blockers. But some really key cards here for the fish deck. Spreading Seas can totally screw your Jund opponent. Kira, the Great Glass Spinner, can totally screw your Jund opponent. Mike has a Kira in his hand right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's actually a big deal. You know, not everybody plays it main board, but that is a card that's really tough for Robert to deal with, unless you have a Liliana.
Hey, here's Lily of the Veil.
Liliana is very good against Kira, the Great Glass Spinner.
Yeah.
So yeah, clearly Robert resolving a Liliana on an empty board here is a nice way to win.
Yes, it is, as usual.
Of course, at this state, you know, Robert does have to discard his own cards to make Mike discard. And, you know, if he's got extra lands, that's fine. But we might, you know, if Mike does again, you know, refrain from playing a creature,
Which
I wonder if we'll see Robert not plus up Lily, because I think he wants to hold on to his cards. I think Robert has a Goyf in hand.
Mike's hand is very mana intensive. I think he's got double Master of Waves, Kira, and then a 3-mana Lord.
So Master of Waves used to be a big problem for Jund until Fatal Push came out.
Yeah.
Master of Waves has protection from red.
We're still discarding.
He still does. What's Robert going to discard? I wonder.
I don't know.
Maybe another land.
Yeah.
Another Liliana. That seems reasonable.
We see the one of the lords get discarded from Mike. Which lord is that? Is that Marrow Regery?
God, this is brutal. Now, luckily Mike doesn't need lands to cast anything here. And actually, if Robert ultimates this Liliana, which I don't think he will, I think ultimate Liliana would be a bad call. You just want it to have as much loyalty as possible so you can make Mike sack over and over. Because essentially, no matter what you do, on this empty board, the sacrifice is not going to be that good.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate sacrifice.
I mean, at this point, Mike doesn't need his lands.
Exactly. So you could make him, you know, try to sack both lands or both vials or something.
Vialing in Marrow or one of the lords. Is that Marrow Regery, that lord?
Yeah, I think that's a Marrow Regery.
And then Lord of Atlantis.
That's actually a Master of the Pearl Trident, but functionally the same. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with my merfolk. I am familiar with my fish.
Well, remember, yeah, it's not a merfolk. That's right. It's not a merfolk.
If it were fish, I'd be all over this. But
right. Yeah. Where's the sigiled starfish?
Yeah. How have you not seen one?
That's
you got to be losing, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have your fish on.
Yeah. I mean, that's sigiled starfish is the real modern staple. I'm not sure what these weird blue-legged things that we're seeing are. This is sort of, you know how last round of standard we saw Teamer Energy versus Red Legs?
Yeah.
Well, this is Jund Energy versus Blue Legs. Right. Yeah.
Down goes Lord of Atlantis.
So you guys know, in the fish matchup, you typically want to take your Aether Vials out after sideboard here, because your opponent has Kolaghan's Command, and that just feels bad. But on top of that, fish players never want to see multiple Aether Vials against their Jund opponent. It's just, it's like you lost a card from your hand for no reason.
I also don't think that a giant blobous spirit is a fish. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's like a blowfish.
Oh, sure, a blowfish spirit.
like the one that teaches SpongeBob to drive.
Yeah, Mrs. Puff.
Mrs. Puff, yeah. Is it Ms. Puff or Mrs. Puff? Do we know about her marital status?
I don't know.
I think in 2017, regardless of whether or not you know about,
yeah, we
a
refer to her as Miss.
fish's marital. Yeah, I think it's Miss either way.
Huntmaster of the Fells.
Yeah, so Huntmaster of the Fells, terrible card in the Fitch mashup. Doesn't do anything. Just gains you life, gives you perfect blockers, and flips to kill your opponent's creatures and hit their life total.
Well, we found another lord of some sort.
Oh, geez. So we could see the Violin Master of Waves here. And Robert doesn't have any cards in hand.
Huntmaster.
Say what?
The Master of Waves just gets to eat Huntmaster. In a block, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got another lord as well.
This might actually...
Kira's getting in there.
If we see multiple top deck Master of Waves here...
Oof.
So Robert would actually need pretty good draws to beat
Flipping Huntmaster?
multiple consecutive Master of Waves.
Well, all right.
He's going to counter that.
I think I would have put a lord into... Oh, I guess you can't cast... Right, Aether Vial doesn't count as casting the card. Oh, that's a little bit awkward against Huntmaster. Is that lord not 2 mana to deal with, though?
I'm sorry?
I think Mike has a 2 mana lord in his hand, no?
Yeah, he does. I think he's going to Vial them both in.
Sure,
the thing is, Aether Vial flipping, or Huntmaster flipping didn't do anything there except for 2 damage to Mike because the Kira countered the effect from Huntmaster.
Yeah, but now Kira's unprotected.
Yeah, if Robert top decks a removal spell. Also, I'm pretty sure Robert doesn't have two Bs in it. could be wrong.
Yeah, that's likely true.
I could be wrong.
Maybe it's Rob Burt.
Rob Burt, sort of like Bert and Ernie. This is Bert and Rob.
Yeah. Liliana's ticking up. So we will see some Vial action here probably. Yeah, here is
some Crom the Vial Smasher.
Not quite. Some Ether Vialing.
So we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elemental tokens here. So that's not bad. That's really good against the Liliana sacrifice.
Now that thing's a fish. Well, kind of. It's like a water. It's like a seahorse, but
a seahorse.
An animated.
Yeah,
seahorse.
I've actually played Seahorse Tribal in the new standard with that white horse god.
Oh, the new. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just play the white horse and then you play a bunch of islands.
And then you call it Seahorse.
You call it Seahorse.
And then you lose when you can't cast your 5-drop.
Yeah, and then you give it a King's Rock and trade it, and then it evolves into Kingdra, I think.
All right. What are we looking at? We are looking at the...
Is that a masterpiece?
Version of...
Or an invocation?
What? Invocation what?
Is that...
The flipped Huntmaster?
That's a flipped Huntmaster.
No, the flipped Huntmaster is not an invocation.
To me, it looked like an invocation like Maelstrom Pulls or something.
Not quite.
Not quite, I guess.
Kira the Blowfish getting in there. We don't even care about Liliana at this point.
So if we see another Master of Waves, that would be huge.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of seahorses.
Yeah, and Robert was a little bit
scavenging ooze. Yeah, all right, that helps.
Yeah, helps a little bit, but.
Here's
jeez.
Another lord.
More lords. I'll be honest, it's really tough to lose as a fish player if you find 6 lords in the top 14 cards. If you find 6 lords in the top 14 cards of your deck, you're in a pretty good place.
That would seem to be the case. Let's see what we're yeah, Kira's continuing the beatdown.
So Merfolk is one of those decks that I really like the aesthetic of on most of the cards. I think Master of Pearl Trident looks really cool. But Lord of Atlantis, there is no good way to play that card if you have any self-esteem. It looks like Ronald McDonald and like I don't know.
Had sex with a fish?
No, I was gonna say it looks like Ronald McDonald meets like the dragon, the big dragon that grants wishes in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. I don't know what that's called, but
Me neither. I can't remember.
I see where you're at.
But it's just, I just feel, I just could never play. Like the rest of the cards look sweet. Like Master of Waves looks sweet.
Yeah.
And
Kira looks sweet.
And I was so excited. I thought they were gonna reprint Lord of Atlantis and Eternal Masters, and they didn't do it.
Maybe they're waiting for Iconic Masters.
Iconic Masters, yeah, that could be.
Here comes Dark Confidant.
Are you gonna pay like $500 or whatever to draft Iconic Masters?
Oh, I'm already there.
You're already there.
You can catch me at HasCon.
Okay.
What did we viled in something? Oh, a Harbinger? Yeah, Harbinger of the Tides. No value though because none of our creatures were tapped. All right.
This is quite the board state.
Yeah, we got a lot of fish. And our favorite fish, the blowfish spirit.
Yeah, and Robert just can't deal with these flyers. We could see just a stalled board, and,
Yeah,
and we see the 6-turn clock with Kira here.
Yep, Bob draws a free card. We drew something red.
Drew a lightning bolt. That's not bad.
It kills our master. Oh, no, it doesn't kill our master.
No, it doesn't kill our Master of Waves.
That's too bad.
Now, he could kill half a Kira.
True. Doesn't Kira give your whole team that effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why that card is great.
We're ultimating Liliana. All right.
Yeah, so Robert would need, like, he would need 3 removal spells to break through this here because, like, in tandem with his bolt, because he can't, he'd have to go bolt, removal spell on Kira, and then still he'd have to take out one of the Master of Waves.
Yeah. So this is an interesting lineup.
And even if, so I guess Robert would need at least 2 more Fatal Pushes to deal with Master of Waves without dealing with Kira, but of course you'd want to deal with the Kira anyway. Yeah, this is the nuts of fish.
I'm a little bit surprised we let Liliana ultimate here. I
Oh.
mean, it hurts our board state. Like, sure, you can still recover, but it's not great.
Yeah, I guess Mike could have been swinging at Liliana with Kira.
Yeah.
And he would have eventually outraced it. So, I'm honestly surprised Robert was not trying to more aggressively make Mike sack.
Yeah.
Before the Master of Waves came out.
Well, the ult looks pretty good though.
Yeah, it does. It's just surprising it happened. You're right, though. I mean, why wouldn't Mike attack Liliana with Kira?
I don't know. Well, he's gonna lose a land, 2 lords, all of his elementals. Be left with a Sad Master of the Waves and Kira and the Harbinger.
Well, that's
pretty good for John, or for Robert. I mean, for John. Yes, for John and for Robert.
yeah.
Well, nobody cast well, I guess nobody's cast any spells in a turn for a while.
So what Mike needs here is a bunch of Silvergill Adepts that draw into good stuff.
Yeah.
Silvergill Adepts.
Doesn't he have to reveal a card from his hand to cast Silvergill?
You can Violet in on 2.
Oh, okay. Right, but I thought it cost like more or something.
When you Violet, you totally circumvent that.
Oh, okay. It's worded differently than I thought. Well, the team is swinging in here for Robert, and I mean it's a pretty healthy amount of damage. I don't know how big the Tarmogoyf is. Probably quite big.
Probably a 4 or 5 because of Liliana.
We got Scoos. Well, in Aethervile went to the yard as well.
Oh, might be. Oh, it could be a 6/7. Yeah, 5/6 with a Planeswalker, maybe 6/7 with
I don't know
with
if
a
we have
Lily
any instance.
in the Aethervile. Yeah, no. Rob put a Terminate in the yard earlier.
Oh, right, yeah. All right, yeah. Mike, gonna just die to Liliana. Scoop it up.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Definitely, Mario. Thank you for pointing that out. Definitely the right play for Mike to be swinging at Liliana.
Yeah, I mean at least once too, just to make it so she didn't ult, rather than just losing. I mean that has to be better, right?
Yeah, certainly. I think unless your goal is to lose, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
But
maybe Mike's on a different agenda.
Well, so what do we think these guys are doing from the side?
Well, I saw some Relic of Progenitus there.
Yeah, Relic is fine because you just cantrip and offset your opponent's power a little bit. And of course, Mike has no graveyard of his own at all, like literally no relevance. So
it's actually better because he powers down Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, so I think Relic is fine.
I'm sure we're going to see some Damnations from Robert. Maybe 1.
Yeah, Damnation and maybe Anger of the Gods. Mike could also have they have some grindy-ish cards
Bringing in
they can
negates
bring
as
in.
well. All right.
Ooh, I don't like negate.
Bringing in dispel.
I don't like
Bringing
this.
in a lot.
I don't like negate or dispel.
What are we taking out?
Taking out, yeah, he's taking out all the Aether Vials.
Sure.
What I like to see Fish players do, I don't know if Mike is on this sideboard plan. A lot of players, they take out 4 Aether Vials and they bring in 4 Tech Edge for matchups like Jund, because it's just great.
Yeah.
Since you don't have Aether Vials and you're low on lands, that bringing in 4 lands helps you actually cast stuff, and then Tech Edge is great against these Jund decks later in the game.
You know,
But I wonder if we see some grindy cards from Mike. Maybe a second Kira, maybe like a Monastery Siege or something could be good.
He brought in a lot of counter spells, some relics, some engineered explosives. He may have brought in a playset of negates.
This might be a true case of overboarding.
Yeah, I don't know if he had the full playset, but he had quite a few.
You need to have some number of actual fish in the deck.
Yeah.
And by fish, I mean merfolk,
He
not
took
fish.
out all of the Aether Vials and all of something else. You know, interesting. I'm not really sure.
What is Mike gonna take out? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was.
you have to leave in remove.
He took out 4 of some sort of merfolk and 4 Aether Vials at least.
Which merfolk would you take out?
I'm not sure.
I can't think. So you need Silvergillet. Silvergillet Adept's one of your best cards in the match. The 1-drop Curse Catcher is one of the best cards in the match.
Yeah, that's a playset of negates.
I just can't get behind that. I'm not a fish expert, but I have 2 friends that have played the deck for a long time, and I'm not sure.
That is a lot of fish to be taken out of fish.
You know, it is true that Silvergill loses some value when you take out Aether Vial, but Silvergill is still your best. I mean, you're almost always going to be able to reveal a Merfolk, and it's an automatic 2-for-1. I mean, your opponent, you know.
It looks like Mike reconsidered and only brought in 2 of the negates.
I don't think you want any of them.
Well, it's better than a playset.
Sure.
For sure.
I mean, you know, sometimes it's true you need to negate the damnation or something, but yeah, I guess a small number of negates is fine.
Yeah.
When you're on the draw, I kind of like negate.
Negate seems better with Aether Vial in your deck, right? Because then you can Aether Vial in a creature and then hold up mana to negate something.
Sure. Yeah, I like negate on the draw when it's your best answer to Liliana of the Veil, but on the play here, I don't like it at all.
Maybe Mike took the draw. Maybe we don't know.
Yeah, you never know. Could be a boat.
I mean, it still counters Liliana on the play, but you're just wasting your turn.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see some spicy stuff come in here for Mike.
You know, if I was building a deck with actual fish, it would have Pearl Lake Ancient.
That card's sweet. You know, that card was actually a huge deal in Standard. Do you remember that?
No,
Back when it was like the finisher in the control decks, just because it was like uncounterable and had prowess and it could bounce itself, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't play during that time.
No, it was a big deal in Standard. In fact, I think for a while it was like a $7, $8, $9, $10 mythic, because it was just good.
Yeah. Yeah, here's Pearl Link Ancient. Uncounterable Flash Leviathan.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Got prowess because if you need to make your 6/7 bigger, you can. Why not? You can bounce all your. I think that last ability is my favorite.
Yeah.
Bounce all your lands, bounce it back to your hand.
Yeah, so it actually played a lot like sort of like a chain or like a Morphling or like an Aetherling, because you could protect it by bouncing it.
Sure.
Pretty sweet control finisher. Not quite as good as Sphinx of the Final Word, I would say, but this was the Sphinx of the Final Word in its own day.
Sure.
And of course, the 6/7 prowess is a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, I like Mike's hand. We got Kira, we got Silvergill, we got other assorted Merfolk creatures. I think that's what you keep in Merfolk.
Just top deck the Lord.
I think he's already had some Lords.
Yeah, I think when you're playing the Merfolk deck, the key is to have Merfolk in your hand.
Yeah.
But I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Here's Silvergill. We're revealing that guy. Drawing another island. All right, let's cast Kira. I like it. Robert led with the turn 1 Raging Ravine. Might see some discard here out of him. Nope, just pass. All right. It's interesting.
Dismember. So Dismember is going to be big here to try to kill a Dark Confidant. That's the card that that Robert really wants to see. Dark Confidant is super good in these matches where your opponent doesn't have a ton of removal. So Mike having this Dismember here is pretty relevant if Robert does find that Confidant and expects to run away with the game with it.
How about that? So Abrupt Decay gets through the Kira trigger.
Yep.
Abrupt Decay can't
Yep,
be
it does.
countered.
Abrupt Decay is a big deal in this matchup.
Pretty good.
Notably, though, does not kill Mutavaults.
True. All right, here's a Lord. Some sort of Lord. Not sure what Lord this is. What are the Lords? We got Lord of Atlantis, Mirror Regery, and I think Master of the Pearl
Trident. Yep. There are only 3 actual Lords that have the whole +1/+1 deal on them. Mirror Regery is the most powerful, but that's because it costs 1 extra mana.
Okay.
It has a very relevant effect on Island Walk. Well, they all give Island Walk, but what Mirror Regery does is, well, actually, Mirror Regery might not give Island Walk, but what Mirror Regery does do is whenever a player, whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, you can tap or untap a permanent.
Oh, right, okay.
And so you can untap your lands, you can tap your opponent's blockers. It's just pretty strong. Yeah, I don't think Mirror Regery actually gives Island
we're bringing
Walk.
it up on screen. No, it does not. It just gives the tap or untap target permanent.
Yeah, a lot of people, I've seen people in lists and Merfolk cutting, they're cutting the 4th Mirror Regery, and I just don't like that at all. I think it's such a powerful card. The tap-untap deal, I mean, you can untap your own Aether Vials with that effect. Do some very powerful things. I like the card a lot, but I've seen people cut it just because it costs 3 mana.
Yeah. A heads-up play from Mike here. The, is that Brutality? I don't know, but he got his 1 Lord Maelstrom Pulse, and then he deployed Master the next turn, thinking that Robert already used his non-red removal, but Robert also had the Collective Brutality there to take out the Master.
Yeah, Collective Brutality is definitely a good way to deal with that card.
So if I'm Mike here, I think I just dismember Tarmogoyf since I have 2 in hand, and we might not get that chance later.
Yeah. Now you know that Aether Vial's out of the game, so it's not likely Tarmogoyf's going to get artifact
unless
in the
a Planeswalker
yard.
gets in there somehow.
But yeah, but Planeswalker could. Yeah, I think that's a good dismember.
No, terminate. Oh, okay. Scavenge.
So Scooz is okay here, but not great. Obviously, Mike's going to be able to dismember it.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Robert go ahead and eat 3 creatures. What do you think? Just to gain the life.
Well, he does have Terminate in hand, so he might want to leave that up.
Sure. He may also want to save that stuff for another Scavenging Ooze, since obviously this one's dead either way. But of course, I think Robert has to know that Mike brought in a bunch of relics, so this might be the last chance to gain this life.
All right.
So he ate 1 creature?
Yeah, and then terminated the Silvergill.
Sure.
Mike did have a negate there, but he opted not to use it. Probably wants to protect something more important than a measly 2/1. So here is a valueless.
That was a Lord he protected.
Harbinger.
Or he could have protected.
Another Tarmogoyf. That's pretty good. So Mike, I think, has another Master of Pearl Tridents in hand. Okay, he's just going to cast it. I was wondering if he was waiting for 6 mana so you could cast it and leave up negate. But that's not the case. Ooh,
oh,
yes. I think Robert took our advice. He brought him in, the Golgari Charm.
Yeah.
Very, very good in this matchup.
Yeah, that was, yeah. So far, Robert's had all the answers, which is sometimes how Jund goes after sideboard.
Yeah.
But he's really had all the answers here. The Abrupt Decay on the Kira, the Golgari Charm there, the Maelstrom Pulse Collector Brutality to clean up the. This has just been good, solid hands for Robert. Exactly what he needs.
Relic.
So let's pop that relic, make the Goifa 0/1, draw a card.
Yeah, that seems all right. Golgari Charm's so good too because it kills Spreading Seas.
Sure, yeah.
Which would be very good for Mike here if you could lock down this Raging Ravine.
Unfortunately, can't regenerate his creatures through a Dismember.
No, that's true.
But
the third one maybe not so relevant. He gets out of some crazy combat. Inquisition. Come on, negate it. You have to. Oh, nope, not going to do it.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is why you don't bring in the negate.
Yeah.
There were some opportunities he could have used it to 1-for-1, But Jesus, I mean, card did literal nothing.
Well, if he would have been able to protect his one of his masters of the waves.
The
with
thing
that,
is,
but
your opponent's got Abrupt Decay, right?
yeah, that's true.
You know, you don't even have a great selection of what like you can hit Terminate, right? You can
Right.
hit Fatal Push,
But I mean, imagine if he had one more mana, he countered that Golgari Charm, right? He would have been in a very good spot. He could have blocked Raging Ravine forever. He still had all those elementals. It would have slowed the game down a lot for him.
yeah, I suppose I don't like the negate coming in. I'd really love to know what he took out to make
4
room
Ether
for
Vials
those.
and 4.
Well, I know he took out 4 Aether Vials, but
Yeah.
hopefully he brought in 3 or 4 relics for those.
Yeah, he did. He brought in quite a few.
So I would love to know what came out for the negates.
Maybe we can go ask him.
You know, maybe he took out Spell Pierce or Vapor Snag
That's
or
true,
but
yeah. Well, we can.
I would think you want Spell Pierce more than
maybe
negate.
we'll see it here. Why don't we?
Yeah, we'll sit here and creep a little, see if we can find it.
There it is. Curse Catchers.
Ooh, why you can't take out the Curse Catcher?
You don't like taking out
The Curse Catcher is great.
Yeah, it's a little.
The Curse Catcher is what keeps him from doing the good plays early. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you obviously it doesn't stop Abrupt Decay still, but you keep him off of Anger until turn 4, turn 5 Damnation. You make his Terminate cost 3 mana. His
Yeah.
Kolaghan's Command costs 4 mana. Like, Curse Catcher is just good.
Well, he thought differently. So Robert gonna take that game 2-0. Jund over Merfolk. Classic Jund still getting it done. Jund is as Jund does. So that's going to do it for tonight here at GameSwap Mason. 5th round of a Modern after 4 nice rounds of the new standard. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys at the SCG Cincinnati event tomorrow. I'll be going to that as well.
Feel free to say hi. You probably don't know what we look like, but
that would be very, very odd.
Yeah.
So that's all for us tonight. Just a quick reminder, you know, we do have subscriptions now. So if you like the channel and you want to support us, keep our content going, keep it improving, please consider subscribing. You know, if you have Amazon Prime, you get your 1 free subscription. We'd love it if you used it on us. But other than that, thanks, guys, and check back next week for another good round of FNM. See ya.